Hello students and welcome to the Earth Moving Equipments and the Farm Machinery class. Myself Shankho Ghosh, Assistant Professor of Automobile Engineering Department at Dr. Sudhir Chandra Sood Degree Engineering College under the JIS group. So students, in the last classes, few of last classes we already started the discussion on the module number 3. So in the module number 3 we start the discussion on the various kinds of earth moving equipments and the farm machineries. So when we are talking about the various kinds of earth moving equipment and machineries, on the last class we started the discussion on an excavator. So on the first part of the excavators we start discussion on the introduction portion of the excavator with its some history questions. Then we started the terminology parts of an excavators and the main key components which is requires or the constructions and the construction of an excavator. Then we started the discussion on the working principle. So students, here from today's class we also continue the class from the working principles. So students, let's start the classes of excavators as a second part. Let's start the class. So working principle, which is started in the last class, that time we told that there are the three methods are there on the working principle. Those are power and drive, excavator arms, and the track steering. So let's start with the power and drive. An excavator basically runs on the diesel power because it produces a higher horsepower and it is more robust for the heavy duty labor. Had the engine power, the track with are similar to the tank tracks, and the hydraulic motors which raises and extends the excavators arm. So all power is suitable. So all power is suitable by the diesel engine, and control for the movement in the forward and the reverse, those are operated from the control carrier. And operators will use the pedals and lever to move the machines forward and the backward, and it also used to steer the vehicle. So a diesel power source are basically used for an excavator, where we require the power in an excavator, and that power is supplied by the diesel engine, and the control of the movement of that may be the forward movement or the reverse movement, though both are operated from the controls cabin by the operators. Here an operator will use the pedal and the lever to move these machines or an excavator from one point to the another point, that is the forward movement, and also use the pedal and lever to move the reverse or backward motion. And besides the forward and backward motion, it also used to steer the vehicle. So these are the basic things of the power and drive. Now coming to the excavator arm. The arm of the excavator, the arm of the excavators is attached to the lower part of the frame chassis. The arm of the excavators is attached to the lower part of the frame chassis. So this arm has three hydraulic pistons. This arm has three hydraulic pistons with the chromed steel piston arm with chromed steel piston arms, and the arm has two main sections and a bucket loader. The arm has a two main sections and a bucket loader. So the arm has two main sections and a bucket loader. The two main sections are basically joined. The two main sections are basically joined with a hinge, and one piston is attached and a one piston is attached to the underneath side of the first section. The underneath of the side of first section, and one on the top side of the second section. So the two sections, main section, are basically joined with a hinge, and so within the two section, within this two section, one piston is attached to the underneath side of a one section, and on the other section, the top sides, on, and one piston is attached on the top sides of an other second section. When the first piston extends, when the first piston extends, sorry, the rod pushes against the arm. The rod pushes against the arm and thus raise it and extending the section The second arm contracts or expands. The second arm contracts or expands, raising and lowering the second section for more reach. So when the first piston extends, the rod pushes against the arm and just raise it. When it is raised, it helps to extend the section, and the second arm, and that time the second arm contracts or expands. That time the second arm is also contract or the expands. Then it is raising and the lowering the second section for more reach. So an additional hydraulic piston moves the bucket loader forward and the backward, so the arm can scoop and dig. So the users of the bucket loader, a hydraulic pistons are placed there, and then when the hydraulic pistons are moved, then that time the bucket loader moved forward or the backward motion, and when the bucket loader are moving the forward or the backward motion, the arm can scooping and the digging. So these are the basic working principle of the excavator arm. Now coming to the next slide, that is the track steering. The tracks are rigid and fixed in a place. They are stationed around a series of gears and that run by a power received from the drive set. They are stationed and around a series of gears and that turn by power received from the drive shaft, and it is contacted to the engine. So basically here the track steering, the tracks are rigid and fixed in a one place, and then the tracks are basically stationed around a series of gear. The tracks are stationed around a series of gear that turn by the power, and that turn by the power receiving from the drive shaft and connected to the engine. When in gear, the tracks roll the machines. When in gear, the tracks roll the machines forward or the backward in a straight line to turn the machine one. So when in gear, the tracks roll. When in gear, the track roll the machine in a forward or the backward in a straight line. That time to turn the machine in one truck is then stopped completely. When the machine turn, that time one track is stopped completely and the other is put in motion, and that time other is put in a motion, either in the forward motion or it is in the reverse motion. This causes the machine to turn in an arc, and this causes the machine to turn in an arc. An operator can also put one track into the reverse and another into the forward to spin the machine in a tighter circle, into the reverse and another into the forward to spin the machine in a tighter circle, and this require two separate drive system and a more complicated transmission. It is not available on all the vehicle. So in addition, some excavators have a pivoting cab and that can swivel 360 degree. So in addition, some excavators have a pivoting cab can swivel at that 360 degree. So this is the powered by another hydraulic motor that receives the drive from the main engine. So these are the basic principle of the track steering. So students, here the working principle of the excavator covered these three different types of working principle. Those are the power and drive principle, excavator arm principle, and the track steering principle. Now coming to the operations of an excavator. The excavators can operation can divided into these 6 steps. First one is operate the dozer blade. Here the dozer blade means the bucket which is fitted on the wheel. First one it is operate these types of dozer blade. This one is the first step of an operation of the excavator. Then this blade move ups and down. This is the second step. In second step, the dozer blades are moves in the upward and the downward direction for the scooping and the digging purposes. So then the second step, that is the move the blade ups and the down. Next is the third step, that is control the left joystick. When we control the left joystick, that time it is control the rotation or moving of the boomstick. So that's why, so in the third step we need to control the left joysticks. And fourth step, that is control the right joystick. So in case of the right joystick, with the help of the right joystick we can control the swinging of the driver's or operator's cabin. So in the left joystick we can control the movement of the boomstick and on the boom, and when we are controlling the right joystick we just control the movement of the driver's cabin. and then on a fifth step the machines are ready to dig a hole. So that the fifth step, the operation is a digging a hole, and when it is dig, so in the sixth step it is refill the hole. First is dig the hole and refill the hole with the dozer blade. Then just because of wheel is rotate, then the dozer blade carry the material after the digging, and then it is dropped into the boom conveyor. So in this way the operations of an excavators are have been followed. So now after knowing the operator, now we need to know about the classifications. So the classifications of the excavators, the excavator can be classified according to the two way. First one is the rail mounted track bucket wheel excavator or rail mounted excavator, and second one is the collar mounted excavator. So when we are talking about the rail mounted excavator, here is a picture of a rail mounted excavator. So this one is the buckets. These are the buckets which is fitted on the periphery of the wheels, and wheel is fitted at the end point of the boom. So this one is the boom. Boom is totally connected with this controller, and here is the counterweights are provided to maintain the stability of this rail mounted. So when this bucket is reached to the material, if we draw here, this one is the materials are there, and when the bucket is reached here and it is rotated in this way. So when it is rotated in the way, it is cut or digging the material and is filled up in this way, and then it is coming to the here on the trench and dropped here the material. And when it is dropped in this trench of the material, then the trench is rotated on this here. So with the help of the rotation of the trench, the material has been stored in that place. So these are the basic working process of a rail mounted excavator. So beside the rail mounted excavator, there are the another types of excavators are also available, which is called the crawler mounted excavator. So in case of the crawler mounted excavator, this is here some as an undercarriage unit, the crawler units are fitted here. So in the help of this crawler unit, the excavators can be moved into the forward direction, or it can be moved into the reverse direction. Here are the buckets which is fitted on the wheel, and here these wheels are rotated according to this way, means the anti-clockwise. And this one is the boom. Here is the counterweights are fitted on that here, and this is the stanch. This one is the boom conveyor or boom stanch. When the cut the material and store into here, and the help of the stanch conveyor, the material comes in this way, and from this way it is stored in that area. So these are the basics working natures of the crawler mounted. These are the crawler mounted excavators. So here you can find out that there are the two types of excavators are available. One is the rail mounted excavator, and the second one is the collar mounted excavator. After knowing the excavator, now coming to the application of this excavator. There are the various kinds of applications are there. Those are the excavator are used the digging of the trenches, holes, and the foundation purpose. It is used for the material handling. It is used to brush cutting with the hydraulic saw and mover attachments. It is used for the forestry work. It is used for the forestry mulching. It is used for the construction sites. It is used as a demolition with a hydraulic claw, cutter, and the breaker attachment. It is also used as a general grading landscaping. It is also used the mining, especially, but do not only the open pit mining. It is also used in the river dredging. Is also using the driving the piles in conjunction with a piles drive. It is also used the drilling a shaft for foot footing and rock blasting by use of an auger or the hydraulic drill attachment. It is also used the snow removal with the snow plow and the snow blower attachment. So these are the basic applications of then excavator. So students, here we complete the excavators, and in the today's class we just study about the working principle of the excavators. Then we can find out the various classification of the excavators, its operations and the application. So the next class we started a new topic. So still then, stay at home and stay safe. Thank you so much students, thank you so much.